Welcome to this week's discussion. If I don't hit record before I hit share, it doesn't record. So I was on your screen big for a second, but here it is. Here's your discussion for this week. And it's about how to be a supportive caregiver who's supporting healthy brain development of infants and toddlers. So as it says here, the purpose, words, actions, and even facial expressions and nonverbal body language used in interactions with infants cause actual physical changes in the brain structure. So in this assignment, you're going to learn about an infant's brain development through a review of up-to-date sources, and then you're going to summarize your understanding and ideas for application. And this is going to give you practice identifying supportive caregiving behaviors. So you're going to review this website right here. It's all about how important the first 3 years of life are. And so I recommend you exploring the whole site and just getting more information about this. And then if you scroll down here, you'll read this about how important the first 3 years are, what experts have told us about that. And then here is where you've got different topics that you can explore. So got each of these, and if you click on them, it's going to define it some for you. It's going to tell why it matters. This one, for example, we've learned about Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. And we know that if we are not having our basic needs met, and mental health is, well, we can't be mentally healthy if we're not having our basic needs met, right? And then we can't learn if our basic needs aren't being met, because who can concentrate on learning if they're hungry, or as they get past this age, if they're worried about where their next meal might come from, right? So, on each of these, there's a video to watch and some narrative, and then some statistics, which always stick with me and probably do with some of you as well. And then down here, our impact. What can we do to impact mental health in early childhood and make a difference in their cognitive development in that way? So each of them have that. And then you hopefully have already read chapter 5 by the time you get here. Then in your post, you're going to answer these questions. What topic interested you? What was surprising, interesting, or new to you regarding influence on an infant's brain development? And I want you to be specific here. Tell which of these you went to, and then what specific information you found either right there on that page, or I don't think we looked at this, but it has related resources. So you might be interested in some of these and explore them as well. So dig as deep as you want to, but tell how you got there. You could even, if you end up on another page, you could link to it and tell what it was. Why was it surprising or interesting or new? Can't tell why it was new to you, I guess, but what interested you about it? And then describe one specific way you might use, apply, or share this new information. What are you going to do differently in your work with children because you know this now? Or, maybe you think it's so important that you want to make sure your coworkers know about it. You want to make sure that parents have this information. How are you going to share it with them? Then I want you to describe parent or caregiver behaviors that you've observed that are an example of hopefully supporting but possibly detracting from infant and toddler brain development, or influencing in some other way. But just you can, like it says here, your observations can come from things you've seen in the past or current live observations, or even digital observations if that's what you have to do. But share ways that you've seen parents and or caregivers supporting or detracting from or influencing in some way infant and toddler brain development. And then your number 4 is an artifact, as usual. Interact with at least 2 classmates, and in those interactions, don't just say, your post was great, I agree with this part. Really try to discuss. Include some kind of connection, not just I liked it, but connect in some way. You can exchange resources or information related to the topic. Oh, since you mentioned this, here's something that I've used. You could explore a different opinion. Maybe you disagree with something that they said, or not completely disagree, but have some difference. You can politely share that. That's fine. For your artifact point, I want to point out to you here, it says exchange resources. Your artifact points don't have to come from your original post. They can come from something that you share with a classmate. As always, make sure that you are aware of the class discussion criteria. You're going to get your reference points up here by using the website, and then you're going to get your citation points by citing the page numbers or specific site and things like that. And then you can see the rubric by clicking these three dots. And then this just reminds you to organize your posts in this order. So I'm really excited to see what surprised you or was specifically interesting to each of you, and what you're going to do with that information now that you have it. So I think this will be a really fun post.